Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun.
Welcome to Stealing Home, another edition of the most unserious baseball show on the planet, hosted by the best brother-sister duo in baseball. My name's Anthony. I'm here with my sister Lisa, and we have probably the greatest show we've ever had in history of the show. And I know we say that every week, but this time we mean it.
Could be. Could be. Guys, we are still on the road to 1,000. So if you're here, thank you for being with us and getting ready to talk some baseball. But also, please subscribe. Make sure you do that. Like, comment, do all the stuff. We
By
really
the
appreciate
way,
it.
Lisa dropped a video on MLB umpires, if they're as bad as we really think they are, and will the robo-umps really help us? I'll put a card up here. Oh, hold on. I got the prop. I'll put a card up here.
Oh.
If you want to click that, watch that video. She did a good job. I enjoy it. And she just dropped it. We were planning to do it this Friday, but we had to beat Baseball Doesn't Exist to the punch. Because I think he's the king of those videos.
Heart. Oh, he is.
Yeah.
And I just knew. It's just, I think I've told Ant this before. I feel like whatever sauce he's on, like I am drinking that. Like we're on the same thing. Because every time I want to do a video, I feel like he comes out with it. So we barely beat him. I'm sure I haven't actually seen his video. His video's probably a lot better, or at least takes different angles. Mine's really focused on robo-umps. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're upset with how this season's going. You might be surprised.
Yeah, she's talking about our video. Check out ours. You can check out. You probably already watched
check
his.
our video. You've probably already
his.
seen If Baseball Doesn't Exist video. Yeah, if you're here.
At least we beat him to the punch. We got him this time.
We got him this time. Now we just got to stay one step ahead.
All right, let me get my mic thing over there. All right, now let's go ahead and look at last week's baseball games that happened. So the midweek results, a lot of sweeps, man. A lot of sweeps. My poor Rays at home got swept. The Braves ended up beating the Cubbies, Giants over the Pirates, the Diamondbacks beating Los Angeles Dodgers, who are kind of in a little bit of a rut, 5-game, I think, losing streak maybe? I'm not sure. Oakland beating the Rockies, so they won the loser bowl. But like you said, Rockies aren't really that bad this year. They're bad, but they're not.
The A's are not that bad. The
Correct.
Rockies are horrible.
Correct. The A's are not that bad this year. They're
not.
They're not. They got Mason Miller, who's throwing a hundo out of the pen, and he's unreal. So, anything
There's
midweek?
a lot to talk about with the A's.
Orioles getting swept,
I'll
4-game series.
Yeah, I think we'll probably end up talking about the Cardinals a little bit later, so I don't want to beat that to the punch. But we did get a comment, I think, last episode about someone asking why there was no love for the AL Central. I think he probably missed one of our episodes where we went deep into the AL Central.
I was giving love. You were giving hate.
I give love to the Guardians, for sure.
True.
My thing with the AL Central as a division is it's hard to take them too seriously when the White Sox are there, just bringing down. It's like it's like in school when they put classes against each other, and there's that one kid that you don't want in your class because he's gonna bring down the average.
This kid's cross-eyed, can't throw a dodgeball. You don't want him on your
team. Please no.
They are 15 and 40.
Win.
Yeah, that's tough. And that's after we're recording this Monday night, so
they're not doing well, but that's not to take away anything from the Guardians, who we've been talking about. I mean, Brett was on that really early. We've been talking about how great they are. You're on the Royals.
I like the Royals. The Twins are streaky, and the Tigers aren't half bad, too. I think the American League Central is a good division.
No, it's a good division for sure.
All right, let's, the Twins ended up winning. The Blue Jays ended up beating the White Sox, too. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the weekend that just happened. Memorial Day weekend, baby. Reds.
Another sweep by the Guardians. Hey, that's the first thing I noticed.
Well, 9-game win streak for the guys in Cleveland. The Twins also won their series against the reigning champs, who do not look that good. Maybe a little bit of a World Series hangover for the Rangers. Orioles got swept, 4-game series against, I think it was the Cardinals that beat them, and now they also sweep the White Sox. So there's your cross-eyed, kid who can't throw a ball on your team, the White Sox. Yep. The Reds swept the Dodgers. Hello. Bombs away. The Reds swept the Dodgers. And the Cardinals beating the Cubs in St. Louis. Are the Cardinals back? We'll get into that a little bit later. Yankees beating the Padres, but they lost on Sunday. We were watching that game for a little bit. And the Rockies whooping the Phillies. They beat them. Whooping might be strong, but they beat the Phillies.
I mean, they were in Colorado. And the Rockies generally do better there. They were mile high. So yeah, I mean the Phillies. The Rockies have to win some game,
Mm-hmm.
And we already talked about. I mean, I think this brings back up like we talked about it last week. Are the Phillies the best, or have they just played really shit teams?
Yeah, who knows? That's why you play 162, 100%.
Exactly, yeah.
And you just said Rockies are better at home, and I was like, is she just pull that out her butt, or is that real? I just checked the standings. When they play away, they're 7-21. When they play at home, they're 12-13. So
they're better at home.
Yeah, 100%. They are a almost 500 baseball team at home compared to
if they could play every game at home, they might do a lot. Who knows? Maybe it's an air issue. Maybe they're used to like not being able to have enough oxygen or
breathe.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We should look into that for them.
The Royals took 3 out of 4 against the Rays, or is it 2 out of 3? I might be tripping. Either way, they were whooping the Rays' butt. Let me check really quick. I think it was 3 out of 4. And nope, just 2 out of 3. It felt like 3 out of 4 because went to 2 of the games in that series. I lied. I went to 1 of the games. And when you talk about a team that you just know is good, the way the Royals beat the Rays this weekend when I was there, it was just another team. It was just a team that was better than the team that they were beating. Like the Royals were a good team. I remember a couple years ago, the Rays were playing the White Sox, and the Rays had a really good baseball team. And they were playing the White Sox in September, and the White Sox were supposed to be a good team too. Like they were winning their division, they were gonna be a playoff team. And I remember telling Pop when we went to the game together. And the White Sox didn't look like a good team. The Rays had a good team and they whooped them. And the White Sox didn't look good. It was like reversed for the Royals. Like the Royals looked like a really good team. They hit the ball and they pitched well and they played good defense. And the Rays just look outmatched, which is bad news for me. I'm a Rays fan. So, but I just wanted to
But you're also a Royals fan now, so
I root for them, but I was rooting for the Rays. I didn't care. The Royals could win every other game they played. Just don't beat the Rays. And they
don't beat the Rays.
Yeah, and they won 2 out of 3. Outside of that, the other big news of the week here, Ronald Acuña tears his other ACL in Pittsburgh. They were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was at second base. Takes some kind of, I don't know if he was taking a secondary lead or if he was just trying to make a break for third.
He was making a break because I saw it from the camera angle from behind home plate. And
he took a jab step over there.
He had a lead, and then he went to take a break for third, and then that's when, because the one, I don't know if you're showing it now on screen, the video you have, that one, like, kind of, the angle's, like, so crazy. It almost looks like he's breakdancing for a second.
Shouldn't be laughing, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I obviously knew he had torn his ACL at this point when I saw it, but I was like, whoa, is that what that looks like? But no, when you see it from home plate, you can see like what happens.
Yeah, you see this and you're like, man, I'm really hoping it's not serious. But any non-contact injury though, it's like, yeah, something's torn in there. Something definitely is hurt.
When a guy does a spin like that, as unfortunately silly as it may look, it's actually like pretty serious.
Well, it's more so he just collapsed, man. That thing gave out on him. Right. And yeah, I don't know. Initial thoughts, I'd say it sucks because here I think I see a tweet. Someone tweeted out 2020 was a COVID season, so shortened season. 2021 for Ronald Acuña, torn ACL. He tore one. I think this one was in his right knee or his left. Either way, he tore one ACL in his knee. Tore that in 2021. In 2022, it was a limited season because he was coming back from the ACL surgery. Then 2023 plays a full season, MVP. He steals 70 bases, hits a bunch of bombs, wins MVP over Ohtani. 2024 now, this year, trying to replicate the success he had in 23, and he tears his other knee's ACL. So it's like, man, it is devastating, and it's sad as a baseball fan because Ronald Acuña is one of the best players in the game, and now he's not going to be playing. It's unfortunate, and it's just for him. He's probably it sucks because you want to be playing, and your body sometimes doesn't allow you to play, and maybe you have to adapt the way you play the game. Maybe you can't run as much as 70 stolen bases is a lot, and maybe he might not be able to do that in the future. Who knows? You have to adapt to how your body is. But I guess initial thoughts, man, it's tough, and you hope to see him come back. And bad for baseball. Wish this guy could keep playing.
I mean, I think for me, I think this tweet sums up really well my first thoughts, which was like, geez, this guy cannot stay healthy. It seems like
It's
he,
not. I
mean,
hate
know
it. I hate it when people say that. Like, it's not like his. Maybe some guys, if they're fat and lazy, and yeah, I think I know why you're pulling. You're pulling muscles, but I hate it when it's like they can't stay healthy, like they have a choice. I don't think that's what you meant either, but it's like it gives that.
It's not what I mean, but it does seem like, there are some athletes that for whatever reason, whether it's luck or just like you said, maybe he pushes himself too much or whatever the case may be. There do seem to be some athletes that just like, for whatever reason are always hurt. Like that is a thing. I mean, there's people there's guys on every single MLB team that you could probably make that statement for. And unfortunately, Acuna is one of those guys. And it's sad specifically for him because, like you said, 2023, he's MVP. Everyone talks about how he's like one of the best players in baseball. You want to be able to see that guy play. And what makes me think is like, what is going on? Is it an Acuna problem? Like, is it his training regimen? Is it
Nah, man,
his
people's
recovery,
bodies are different, man.
Yeah, or is it,
people's bodies are different, and sometimes I think just shit happens. Like when you're tired,
bad luck, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you see that though.
Both ACLs, jeez.
Yeah, you see that though. I mean, people's bodies are different, and baseball's so hard because you play it every single day. I mean, you get one off day a week, sometimes. So it's like really. The good players are able to play good. We talked about this when we talked about steroids discussion. That's what makes baseball so hard is you're not going to be 100% every day. You're going to have little banged up nicks and, and little tiny, not injuries, but things that are aching during the course of 162 games. And perhaps, like Mike Trout's the same thing. Was it his meniscus? Like something in his knee too? Mike Trout's out. He thought it was just like a little, guys play with little things all the time. And he thought it was something like that until like the next day he woke up and was like, holy cow, I can't move my knee. So I think it was just unfortunate. I really hope, like kind of what you said, how some guys are just can't stay on the field. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just another blip on the radar. And I hope he doesn't turn into a what if guy. Like what if he was healthy? Like what if he didn't have those injuries?
The thing that concerns me for him, and then I want to ask you a follow-up question, is that he is so young, because to have all of these things happen between 22 and 26, I mean, this is not typically a time where you see, I think at least, I could be wrong, athletes getting hurt as much. I feel like normally you start to see that as they get a little bit older. So for him to be so young and be consistently having some issues, it is concerning. But
this is like a ligament. I think it's like, I don't think that's that concerning. Like this could happen. It could happen to anybody.
That could be true. So, and I have a question too, and you feel free to like completely shut this down. I feel like people have been talking about how baseball players are getting more hurt this season. We talked about baseball doesn't exist. I haven't actually seen his video on it. I know he did a video on it. There's been a few articles and things I've read about this. Do you think that there are more injuries this year? And also, I would follow up by saying the pace of play is faster now that we've had the pitch clock around, and there is more action happening on the field. Would you think that there might be any like correlation between how fast, like how the game's picking back up and these guys getting hurt now? Or what do you think?
I don't know. I would obviously there's probably data.
Yeah, we don't have it in front of us. I'm just I just came up with this question now.
But just off a hunch that I have, I'd say no, I don't think the pitch clock is injuring more people. The injuries you see are from pitchers, and like the causes of that are what we talked about. They're throwing harder than ever. They're spinning the ball harder than ever. Exactly.
Where's your...
Yeah, we have a video on that, and we'll put another card there.
Yeah, put a card up.
But no, I don't think the pitch clock is causing position player injuries or because less time in between pitches, because I'll say this,
stealing, and we are stealing more now, like we're seeing that happen more, and that's Ricky
Henderson stole 120 bases in a single season. I mean, okay,
that's one guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying, like it is what it is, and if that's an adjustment you have to make, I mean, fine.
Yeah,
but I don't think if you steal 50 bases, you're more likely to tear your ACL. I think that's just something that that's just like a freak thing And maybe there are like more scientific doctors can tell you like, oh, well, there's signs that'll point to you might do it. And like there might be leading signs to it to bring awareness that you might get one. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but my argument, yeah, right. Shocker. I'm not a doctor. But my argument is the pace of play, the pitch clock has brought the pace of play to what it was in the 1980s. Were guys falling off the field in the 1980s? Guys in the 1980s were playing 162 games. Guys nowadays play like 150, 145.
No, and I understand your argument. What I'm bringing up is the fact that we're bringing the pace of play back up. We're talking about players who have been playing at a lower. It's not a 1-for-1. The guys coming in the 80s, they were coming in used to that tempo. We're bringing these guys who are at a slower tempo up to pace, and like,
look,
I'm just
I hear
saying,
it,
like,
but like,
that's an
think about this.
adjustment.
We're literally talking about seconds here. We're talking about 6 seconds in a sport like baseball. Wait, it's not. We're talking about a sport like baseball where what is he doing? He's taking 3 shuffle steps and doing a secondary lead.
I hear. Trust me, I hear.
On defense, and on defense, what are they doing? They're doing like a 2-step creep. Are you gonna, if you tear your ACL on that, it wasn't because you did it 6 seconds earlier.
Don't get me started down that path.
I know, yeah.
But I think pitch clock. Me saying pitch clock, I think, and probably a lot of people do this. Let me know if I feel like when I say pitch clock, I'm thinking too of all the other rules, like the rules around.
No, I think you gotta be specific.
The shift, you could say like.
So you're saying maybe the fact he stole so many bases might have led to this?
Well, the rules, the changes to the game have like increased tempo and have also led to more things like stealing bases. All I'm saying is all of these changes have amounted to these guys who would have been playing before at a slower speed, now playing games that have just a lot more going on. Personally, I'm not going to sit here and stake a claim either way. I don't know. I'm just bringing up the question because I see your point about the 80s. But at the same time, those guys were used to that. These guys might just not be used to that.
Yeah, but
their bodies
again,
aren't
like,
used to it
all right, if you want to go based off that, I don't think you should look at when the pitch is thrown. You should look at how often is the ball put in play.
Well, it's put in play more now.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like that's when the action actually happens, or when there's a steal, or like when there's some kind of action moment, whether you want to call it like a foul ball and a guy's chasing after it or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know, but. What do you think about? I don't know if I answered your question. I tried. I just don't think that.
No, it's okay. It's just a discussion. I mean, I think to me, it's just something to think about. I don't want to change what we're doing now because Acuña tears his ACL. That probably was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, I think.
What I am saying is
happens. I think. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, my point in bringing it up is that. What if it's because they need to get their bodies more used to this now because they've been used to a different type of play? Okay, that's true too.
Their workout regimen, they do more than what they do in the workout than what they do in a Major League Baseball game.
Probably true.
Yeah, exactly. And God, I was gonna make another point. I don't even remember it. What were you just talking about? I don't know. Either way,
you said you didn't answer my question, but either way,
good question. I think I did answer it, but
question.
I don't know if I was. Good.
You did more. I mean, like I said, I wasn't looking for like a concrete. I wasn't expecting like.
Got me livid though. You got me all.
So what does this mean for the Braves? Do you think? Like, where does this leave the Braves now?
Honestly, I think they'll be all right. It obviously sucks when you lose a big player like Acuña.
I do too.
MVP player.
Yeah. But
they won a World Series without him. So why couldn't they do it again?
No, I completely agree. I mean, I don't think that this necessarily has to slow them down. I mean, they're still playing catch up with the Phillies, right? So it's not like
they're 6 games back of Philadelphia, but they're 30-20 in second place in the National League East.
Yeah, they're almost at 600. They're doing fine. I don't think that losing Acuña is a big loss for sure, but I don't think it's going to be the end all be all. I think they'll be just fine if they can keep it together.
It just sucks, man, because I like to watch Acuña play, and it just sucks that we can't watch him play anymore. All right. Somber news. Let's move on to some better news. At least if you're a Cleveland Guardian fan, the Cleveland Guardians are on a 9-game win streak. Unreal. They're now on top of the American League Central, and during the 9-game win streak, they've beat the Twins, the Mets, and the Angels. So, how would you grade that win streak? Those 3 teams. Give me a letter grade for that. You win 9 in a row versus the Twins, the Mets, and the Angels.
9 in a row. See, okay, if they had just won the series against these three, I'd say like B plus, B plus. But the fact that it's a 9-game streak, so I know there were some sweeps, I would say it's definitely an A minus. Like these are some good teams. They're not like the best, but it's a 9-game streak is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. Now, what if it was against the A's, Rockies, and White Sox?
A 9-game streak is still nothing to scoff at.
B plus.
But yeah, but like B minus.
B minus. Yeah, well, they're still on top of the American League Central, and this is how competitive the American League Central is. The Guardians are 36-18. I think that's good for third best, fourth best in the major leagues for record wise. Kansas City.
The whole majors or just the American League?
Major leagues. I think
okay.
It's like good for like third best, I think. I don't know. But Cleveland's 36-18. This is how competitive the American League Central is. Right behind them, 2.5 games back after they just won 9 games in a row. The Kansas City Royals are right behind them at 34-21, 2.5 back. And then we got the Twins hanging around 29-24, and even Detroit's around 500. So I don't know. Is this where do you think they rank in terms of the American League Central? Where do you put the Guardians? Where do you put them right now, and where do you put them finishing the year, I guess? I don't know if it changes.
As of right now, I mean, so I'm looking at the standings right now. They are third overall in the entire MLB. They're
Good
right
guess,
behind
Ant.
the Yankees. Yeah, right behind the Yankees, barely. They're basically tied with the Yankees. And then after that, we have the Mariners, who I don't think will stay there.
Wait. Are you telling me the Mariners have the 4th best record in major leagues? No,
they have the 6th. Sorry, I'm looking at the AL.
Okay.
Like it's Yankees, Guardians, Mariners.
Okay,
I
I
don't
was
think
about
the Mariners
to.
will
Well,
stay there.
no,
So
actually,
they're
the
not doing
Mariners,
badly.
they don't have the 3rd best. You're looking at it wrong, but the Orioles have the 3rd best, and then the Royals.
My bad. Yeah, they're leading the West.
I see what you're
anyway,
doing,
look.
though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Mariners are they struggling to stay in first. I'm sorry. Go ahead and get your point. I just distracted
No.
you.
Yeah, I'm not looking at any wild card guys. I'm just looking at like the leaders. No, I mean I think if now that I'm expanding, I'm looking at like the top 6 teams in the AL. I think that at this point, right now, today, May 27th. 2024, the year of our Lord 2024. I think the Guardians might have the best team in the American League at this exact moment.
Wow, that's crazy. But is it
is
though?
A crazy
9-game win streak. Is it really that crazy?
Look at my face. I'm shocked I'm saying that,
All
but
right.
I think it might be true at this point.
Are the Guardians better than the Yankees? Guardians play the Yankees right now, who's winning 4 out of 7.
I really think it's a wash.
It might be a pretty good series, low key.
Yeah, I'm not saying that because I'm wearing a Tarpons hat. I'm saying that because I actually think it would be because I just watched the Yankees play the Padres, and you were talking about watching a team who's like better versus a team who's obviously not better. Watching the Padres kind of handed it to the Yankees last night, but
The Yankees won a series.
right, and they were both. When you watched it, I felt like I was watching 2 good teams. The Padres just had a better game. Like they just played better that day.
You would think the Guardians would beat the Yankees, or it'd be a good series.
That's why I think it would be a good series because I don't think the Yankees are bad. And
right.
I actually think they could win. They'd probably come away half and half.
Give me a
honestly.
Skip Bayless. Got to pick one. Stephen A. Smith. Got to pick one. Yankees, Guardians, best 4 out of 7. Because I'm doing a thought exercise right now with you, to find out if the Guardians are the best team in the American League. See, the fact that you're thinking about it tells me I don't think the Guardians are the best team in the American League.
Well, the reason I'm thinking about it is because I'm thinking about the Yankees, and I'm thinking, are they going to stay healthy?
So there you
Are they gonna
go.
make
So the
mistakes?
Guardians would beat them because the Yankees, you have doubts. They're too much what if over there, huh?
But I don't. Yes, but the thing also that I'm hesitant about is I know more about the Yankees than I do about the Guardians, and I'm aware of that. Like I know I'm a little bit ignorant on some of the stuff coming out of Cleveland.
Well, if you listen to what I said like 3 episodes ago, the Guardians are in a harder division, in my opinion. I think the American League East is a paper tiger this year, and I'm an East guy.
Okay, pause. You cannot say that they're in the harder division when you have to look at the entire division. It's just the
White
truth.
Sox. Who cares?
I'm just saying.
Who cares?
But I'm just saying.
Maybe the White Sox are an average team and they got to play 4 absolute demons, and that's why their record's like that. Because what happens when the Rays go to Chicago and play the White Sox? The Rays got swept.
Okay, the Rays suck, but also
Oh, they suck. They're third. They're fourth place in the division. But
my
they swept
point
the
is
Red Sox, and the Red Sox swept them just now. Like paper tiger.
you bring up to me all the time the fact that the teams play a lot more outside of their divisions now, so it's hard to like look at just the divisions. I don't disagree with you about the AL East being somewhat of a paper tiger this year. I think in more reality, the AL East and Central are just more comparable. And I think you see that represented well in the two top teams right now because the Yankees and the Guardians are pretty much neck and neck tied.
With
I don't see a
Royals
lot of
and
difference between them.
Yeah, and Royals and Orioles too.
Yeah.
So I guess
So
have Cleveland beat New York or what? You never gave a straight. I want to hear it out of your mouth. I'm just torturing you right now. It's like
if you wanted like a Stephen A answer, it would be that like, well, I already gave you one. It's that the Astros are dead, and I
Nope.
still believe that,
That's not
and
what I
I
asked.
still feel that.
Either way, I'll answer. Guardians beating
The
are the
Yankees.
Guardians better than
Yankees.
the Yankees? Guardians are better than the Yankees.
If I had to put money on it right
Guardians
now,
are better than the Yankees. Are the Guardians better than the Orioles? No, I don't think the Guardians. I think the Orioles are still
No.
number one in the American League. That's my answer.
I think if put up to the test, probably the Yankees would beat the Guardians, and then I do also think the Orioles would beat the Guardians. And I might be AL East biased. It's possible. Very true.
Maybe we saw what they did last year, the American League East in the playoffs, and maybe we might get a repeat. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just for the record too, do you have the Guardians being the favorite in the American League Central in that division?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say so too. I think the Guardians are the
I don't-
favorite.
At this point, I don't see a world where the Guardians don't end up in the playoffs. Period.
No, yeah, of course, but
Like they are.
favorites to win it.
Yeah, to win it, I think they're my favorite, but no matter what, they're going.
Some people thought
at
it was
this
going to be the
point.
Twins, but the Twins are just too streaky, I think. I like the Royals and the Guardians over the Twins. I think the Royals are more of a dark horse against the Guardians just because I think the Royals are a little bit ahead of schedule.
Shit, based on what I've seen this year, I probably would even have picked the Tigers over the Twins, to be honest with you.
Honestly, Tigers have been playing better than I thought they would.
Tigers have
This
not been playing bad.
Whole division
I think
has been playing better than I thought they would.
we just didn't pay attention. It's our fault. It's
It
not
is our
that. It's
fault.
we didn't pay attention. But the Twins, I mean, I think people just felt that way about the Twins because of what they did last year. But I don't think that's held over.
They weren't that impressive to me last year either, to be
And they
honest.
also weren't, and I think that's part of why I'm like, I put baby in a corner when it comes to the
Put
Central,
Baby
but
in the corner.
honestly,
Where's that from?
yeah,
The other guys?
that's from Dirty Dancing when they're like, no one puts baby in a corner.
Maybe the other guys referenced that. I don't know. Man,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
bad
they
culture.
do.
Bad
They
culture
do.
and no culture.
Yeah, they do. But I'm not trying to put the Central in the corner. I want them to come dance with us. They're
Okay.
doing great.
Don't put
and
baby in the
I
corner,
like the
Lisa.
Guardians.
We're not
Don't
putting
put
baby in the corner.
I'm not.
We're
I'm
not
trying
putting baby
to.
in the corner. All right. We were watching Sunday Night Baseball last night. We'll get into that too. The Cardinals ended up beating the Cubs in St. Louis. They got the new City Connect, the Lou, at the Lou, and the Cardinals ended up beating the Cubs. The Cardinals, are they back in the race?
No.
In the National League Central? Oh, quick answer. Okay. See, I asked one question about the Guardians and the Yankees. She's like, well, it depends on the day, what the weather is, and did they just mow the grass in the outfield at that? Are the Cardinals back? No. Okay. Well,
I didn't even finish. I was mid sip. No,
well,
absolutely
they
not.
look
They're not
hot.
back.
They look good right now. Paul Goldschmidt hit 2 home runs.
Everybody gets hot sometimes.
Paul Goldschmidt,
but
yeah,
no.
you're right. Even the White Sox. But the Paul Goldschmidt hit 2 home runs, both 2-run home runs. He got 4 RBIs in a 4-3 win against the Chicago Cubs. That makes the St. Louis Cardinals 25-27. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They are 1 game back from the Chicago Cubs, who are at 500, and they're 5.5 back from the Milwaukee Brewers. And that's just looking at the division race. If you look at the wild card, they're actually 1 game back of the San Diego Padres, who are 500. So, maybe some people were writing them off, but are the Cardinals back in the race?
No.
Let's start. Are they back in the race for the National League Central? You say no. What about the wild card?
No.
Are they in the race for the wild card?
Maybe. That's going to be, I say maybe there because, okay, so looking at it, Phillies and Braves, I think it's probably a 2-man race right now for the East. Dodgers and Padres and Giants, that's where I think there's more room in the West for what's going to happen, because I think Padres and Giants, either of them could really lose the plot and drop out of the wild card race. So, but when it comes to the Central,
Look
I mean,
at the
Brewers and
Giants,
Cubs-
by the way. How did they sneak up there? 8-2 in their last 10. I'm not giving
and the
them enough love. Look at the Giants coming out of nowhere. Sorry,
No, I
go
mean-
ahead. I didn't mean it. I just
No.
surprised me.
You're right. No, but the Padres and the Giants, I think, have the same problem, which is that like they have to continue to do this. Like they can't. It can't just be these sporadic things, and it can't just be when they play guys like the Dodgers. They have to keep this up. If
Yeah.
they do,
Same with
I
the
don't see a
Padres
problem.
and I see
But
what
do
you're
I?
saying.
Yeah, but do I think the Padres and the Giants will both keep it up? No.
One's
One
gotta
of them will
fall.
probably.
Got
One
it.
will fall, and that would be the chance for the Cardinals to come up.
Or the
But when
Cubs.
it comes to the Central, well, I think the Cubs and the Brewers, it's a two-man race right now for who's going to win and who's going to get the wild card in the Central. That's what I think.
All right. That I guess
No
goes in.
thoughts.
No, I'm just saying that goes into my second question. I was going to ask, should the Cubs and Brewers be a little worried? They're looking in the back. I mean, the Cardinals have historically been good. Like, just they're
Yeah.
always good. And people were like, "Oh, the first time they're bad." And it's like, "Are they really bad?" Because it seems like they might be back. So should the Cubs and
Brewers
Brewers
are-
be worried?
No, because when we're talking about historically good teams, the Brewers and the Cubs are also historically good teams, just like the Cardinals. I mean, the Cubs. Look,
They're,
my point is,
the nickname for the Cubs. Do you know the nickname for the Cubs?
you can tell me.
The lovable losers.
Okay. But not in my heart. So look. all I'm saying is I think I wouldn't be worried right now if I'm them more than I would be worried in general, because they're worried about each other right now. There's too much going on between the Brewers do not have enough of a leg up on the Cubs to be taking it easy right now. So if they're worried, they should just be worried and not worried about anyone specifically.
I think the Cubs and Brewers, if you're a fan of those teams, don't be worried yet. Not like
Yeah.
worried, but definitely you're kind of like,
But wary.
you're like,
But look,
you're peeking over your shoulder just to make sure the Cardinals, you're like, are they serious? And you just watch
you're
what they
walking
do.
you're walking to your car in the garage just a little faster.
We got to watch what they do. And I've been a fan of the Cubs. I thought the Cubs have been pretty good this year. I think they're a good team. I mean, Shota Imagana, I don't know. He was on the Pat McAfee show, which is funny. I got to show you that later. He had a funny interview on there.
Yeah.
But
I wanna see that.
yeah, I mean, the Cubs I think are a good team, but I guess they're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've lost 5. Every team goes in a little bit of a rut. But
Yeah.
I can definitely see where the Cubs aren't as good as I thought they were. Like one of the teams in the Central, I think. And it could be the Brewers, could be the Cubs, could be. We already saw it with the Pirates and Reds. I thought they were pretty decent in the beginning, and they've faltered. One of those teams I feel like are going to crash out too, just like in the West. So.
Well, I think the thing with the Pirates, and I mean, I could be wrong, but my thing with the Pirates is it feels like every year someone tells me that this is the year for the Pirates, and they start decently, and then
Happened last year too, yeah.
yeah, like I feel like I hear that a lot. So I'm not necessarily surprised to see this going. But hey, they have Skeens, so you know they have a win this year
Future's bright.
regardless.
And Jared Jones. Future's
Yeah.
bright. The Hundo boys on the mound. Pat McAfee was calling Paul Skeens the gas station with capital ASS in gas because he's got a lot of caboose.
Does he have dump in the trunk?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I'll be honest. I have
I'm not aware.
looked.
I can't say I looked, but
Yeah.
okay.
And did you see
I'll take
earlier
his word
too?
for it.
I mean, we'll start getting into our favorite part of the show. Not yet though. But did you see with Paul Skeens? They asked some kid in the stands who was like he's like an 8-year-old kid or 10-year-old kid with a mustache, a Paul Skeens stash. He's a big fan of Skeens, and
That's
they
funny.
asked him like, why are you, what do you like about Paul Skeens? He goes, that he throws 100 and he dates Livy Dunn. So,
That's hilarious.
good segue into our favorite part of the show.
It's time for fair or foul.
Yep, it is time for fair or foul. All right, well, let's
What do
go
we got?
ahead and look at the first one. Lisa, is this fair or foul? The Tigers, during a Tigers broadcast, showed a stat that is the most baseball stat ever. It says Kerry Carpenter, first Tigers pinch hitter, thrown out at home while stretching a triple into an inside the park home run since Ira Flagstead in 1922. Fair or foul on that stat?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of stats like these where it's like just the most random shit that happened like 100 years ago. I'm normally not. But Ira Flagstead is like an amazing name. And the fact that, I don't know, this one for some reason, I find it's just so specific. This is funny.
I want to know, whoever is the research guy, whoever the research guy is that found this and was like, yeah, I'll throw that on the broadcast. I just did this research just now in the 15 minutes that this happened. And we're going to, like, what, pay that guy triple the money. What are we doing?
Like,
whoever that is an FBI agent, and he could probably find out, like, everything in the world. He knows who killed Kennedy. He knows who killed Kennedy.
When they take score, there must be some sort of like software that pops stuff up for them, right? Because I can't imagine someone in the box was just like, wait, he got thrown out at home? This happened once before. Like, what?
Maybe you can maybe you have a system where you can type in guys who have hit a triple and gotten thrown out at home, and it pulls up all the occurrences.
It's just Ira, actually.
Is that how you say it? Ira.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ira.
Fair or foul? I'm gonna go fair. I like the quirky.
It's fair.
Very
it's
baseball.
Fair. I normally don't like these. Like I like them less when it's like he's the fifth guy to throw this many.
When they try to be serious,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. No, don't be serious. Give me this. I'm
like, show me his average. Show me his ERA. Show me what is he against this pitcher? Don't show me like what he is against this pitcher with a runner on first base who weighs over 250 pounds. It's like, okay,
yes,
dude, like,
exactly. When the wind is blowing in the east, it's like, buddy, what do you do?
Yeah, come on, man. What the hell? But all right, I say fair too. I like this one because it's funny. Now, if it was serious, foul, but fair. All right, the next one. The bench is cleared in Milwaukee, Brewers in Fenway.
I'm so glad this made it on because I almost texted this to you. Brewers
and Boston. Benches clearing brawl. I think it was Yelich and someone else. They had to separate them. No punches thrown. Classic baseball. Benches clearing. Fair or foul. Not on the benches clearing, but remember the Fenway Boston Red Sox have that Netflix documentary. This might be the first bench clearing brawl with a Netflix boom mic in the middle of the brawl. So I can't wait to hear what that mic picked up.
I think that it should be a rule that if we're not going to hit each other, we don't all leave the dugout. It's kind of like, I don't want to put on pants if I'm not going out somewhere nice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get out of the dugout if we're not going to like actually fight.
How do you feel about the boom mic though? I wanted to ask you that too, but how do you feel about the boom mic?
Yeah.
I'll say it because fair. I like it. Give me more. I need more.
Yeah, fair. I think, well, fair and then also asterisk, caveat. So I think, yeah. Happy to see that they're really getting coverage for this documentary. I don't think it can hurt, honestly. I mean, we've been talking about how baseball needs a little bit more love and they need to grow the sport. I don't see how them documenting a brawl would be bad.
It's not it's a bench clearing. It's not a brawl.
Bench clear. Okay.
It's
whatever.
different. That's why you specify.
Okay.
It's kind of like, you ever see the musicals where the guys go into the alley and it's like, and they just like all go like, face to face to each other, and then they kind of it's kind of like a sizing up situation. That's what it is. It's like, you throw the first punch, bro. No, you throw it, bro.
I'm not getting up unless we're throwing.
I've heard a lot of people with that take. I think it's a bad take. Because
this right here is boring, which is what baseball sometimes suffers from.
Not really. Sometimes it blows up and it's a fight and it's fun. You like fights?
When it doesn't blow up and they just stand there, it's just like,
no, it's
can
like,
we please get on with the game?
It's like, hey, bro, what's up, bro? It's like, what's good, man?
They're not even. They're just like on their own. Like, this doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like what you're describing, Ant.
No, well, that's probably the end where they're like, all right, man, we're done. Yeah, we're done. All right, I'm gonna go back. All right, you go back. Like, it's like the end. It's like, all right. No. And they're like, oh, like, all right. Hey, I was really serious, and they're like, yeah, us too, and it's like, all right, cool, well, I'm gonna go over here. Like, it's like,
no, that's lame.
Whatever.
That's lame. If you're my teammate, I might love you, but don't pull me out unless we're actually. I'll throw a punch for you, but we need to be there. So that's my part where I'm like, caveat, because it's like, this is fair. It's good for baseball. Let's document it. I don't care. I don't mind it.
Well,
I
the
think
thing
it's funny.
is something happens, you're gonna go out there for your boy. But then if you go out there, the other team's gonna go out there too, and you're not gonna stay in
but
there.
nothing has happened. Nothing.
Well, they were
happened.
arguing, so it's like, well, I'm gonna get out there before it even starts in case.
Don't get out yet.
And then
No.
what I love about this though is the bullpens even run in sometimes. By the time the bullpens get there, it's already over. But they do it for it's the support.
They just want to be included.
Yeah, it's
they're
the
just
support.
like, I don't want to be left behind.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, they've been stuck out there in the outfield in the bullpen for the entire game. They want an excuse to just go out and move their legs. All right, last one.
Personally, I think it's lame, but yeah, let's
Fair
go
on
to
the
last one.
boom mic though, really cool. I like that.
Fair on the mic.
Fair on the mic and fair on bench clearing, even if they don't fight.
and foul on the bench clearing.
Fair.
Throw a punch or don't get out. That's all I'm saying.
The last one, we're in the middle of hockey playoffs right now. We got a player from the Florida Panthers in the middle of their series against the Rangers. Smelling salts to the eyelids. Fair or foul?
Wait, this is not baseball.
No, but it's hockey.
What?
Fair or foul on this guy.
Foul on account of it being not baseball.
No, but how do you feel about smelling salts in the eyes right here?
I think the smelling salts. Look, no offense to anyone who like swears by them. I love that for you, and I don't want you to change anything that helps you. But I think the smelling salt craze has like gone a little bit too far.
Well, it's in hockey. I know it's a baseball show. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the hockey culture, but they have smelling salts on the bench, and they'll get a little whiff of it in the snow in the sniffer, before they go and take their shift,
smelling.
wake them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's their culture. It's not like it's been like they've been ripping that for a while. I see people at the gym do it. But fair or foul? Like, do we want to see this transition into baseball? Like how? Let me paint the picture for you. Let me paint the picture for you. All
I'm
right.
still confused.
I know. I saw your face. Let me paint the picture for you. It's the 9th inning, Game 7 World Series. We're at Yankee Stadium because you like the Yankees. We're at Yankee Stadium and their closer comes out, like Mariano Rivera comes out.
We're back in time. We're time travelers now.
Like Enter the Sand, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Enter
we
the
know.
Sandman comes out.
This game's over.
He's walking out the pen, cracks open smelling salt, eyelids, smelling salt on the eyes. Starts throwing cheddar on the. He didn't throw cheddar, but he starts pumping on the mound. It's with smelling salts. Gives a little woo to get it going. I think we need that. We need something like that.
What I'm realizing is
Fair, by the way.
like many things with men, it's like very dependent on who you are. Like Mariano Rivera can do whatever he wants before he walks up to the mound because I know who he is and what he's gonna do. But if I see some random guy who's like a relief pitcher in the 5th inning coming in and he's got the music and he's putting salts in his eye, I'm gonna be like, buddy, sit down.
Not if he gets outs. If he gets outs and he does that, he might be the best pitcher in the league. Hell yeah.
It's the 5th inning. What do you need bath salts for?
Doesn't matter.
You
I don't
can
care.
sit
It
on
could be the
bench in
first
the
inning.
bullpen. Come on.
No, or imagine
Hockey,
this. Bases loaded last inning. Pinch hitter comes out of the dugout. Oh my God, pinch hitter. Bases loaded. Smelling salts before the at bat. Breaks a bat on his head and then grabs his real bat to hit with. Get the juices flowing. That's
I would
it.
have concerns for that guy, and we should test him
All right.
because he probably has a PEDS problem. No, I mean, look, hockey is a lot more intense of a sport. I do not want to see this come to baseball. I'm
Lame.
sorry.
Lame.
Absolutely not.
I think this is
No.
the most we've ever disagreed on fair or foul. All right, let's look at.
And also, yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a trickle down issue, right? Because you start with the closer. He's got it. Pinch hitter. He's got it.
More
He's
the
a
merrier.
maniac, and he's getting tested because he's kind of crazy and like did the whole bat thing.
More the
And then you've
merrier.
got like the 5th inning relief pitcher who like kind of sucks. He does it, and the next thing you know, like you said, everyone in the gym's doing it. I'm seeing people at bars doing it. Like it's already out of hand in this scenario. So
I like
no,
it.
we have to stop it right now.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you one day on some smelling salts.
I'm just gonna be walking in the house. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
Smell it.
Hide behind the door and get you. All right. Let's look at next week's matchups. Let's see if there's any interesting matchups that we like. All right, let's go ahead to midweek matchups. Anything pop out at you here? I'll say Red Sox Orioles could be interesting. Royals Twins. That's it right there. Matchup of the week. Royals Twins. What about you?
okay. Dodgers Mets would
Yep,
be interesting.
saw that too.
Phillies Giants interesting. A's Rays.
No.
what'll happen there.
Not interesting. All right.
And then we've got the Cubs back in, or the Cubs and the Brewers back at it.
Oh,
So.
good one. Yeah, I missed that one. 2 top teams. All right, we got some interesting midweek matchups, man. I like that. All right, let's look at the weekend. See what we got working on the weekend here. All right, Rays and Orioles could be something interesting. Phillies and Cardinals. The Cardinals are hot as of right now.
Yeah,
Kind of
actually,
hot.
one of the
I
games
mean-
that I would want to see on primetime. That's nice. Always nice when that lines up.
What I don't like is, though, they're double dipping on the prime time. Let me get some diversity on Saturday, Sunday.
I saw that.
Yeah, I guess, weekend matchups here. It is what it is.
I mean, look,
Nothing's enticing me right now.
We're starting to get into some matchups with teams that really need to kind of like kick it into gear, right? So Padres, Royals, I think is one of those. Both of those teams.
Yeah, you're right.
Need to make a
Padres
stand
trying to stay
and
relevant.
keep that going. Right. Padres trying to stay relevant. Royals trying to,
Catch up.
catch up to the Guardians. So that's a big one. Dodgers are on a losing streak, right? They've got some easy games coming up in theory with the Mets and the Rockies.
In theory,
That'll be
yeah.
interesting.
They've lost 5 straight,
Yeah.
the Dodgers.
Yankees and Giants would also be interesting. Again, 2 teams. Like, we're starting to get these matchups of teams that like need to win.
You know what? I am a dummy. That's going to be a good series. Like I said, the Giants have came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them enough love. That's
Yeah,
going to be a good one.
Yeah. So, and then I think like,
Orioles trying to
ironically-
separate themselves from the guys underneath them.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like ironically, I don't think the Rays and Orioles really ends up mattering all that much. Like, I can't remember how far back the Rays are, but I think they're at the bottom right now. So
They're not at the. Hey, let's not go crazy. They're not at the bottom, okay? I don't know. They're in 4th.
Are they not?
The Blue
Okay,
Jays are
okay.
worse than us. Let's not go
My
too
bad.
crazy here.
My bad. Okay.
They are 9.5, or they're 9 games back of the Orioles. So yeah, you're right.
And you know what? And
God, we suck. Go ahead.
And this week it'll be interesting to watch anything that happens to the Braves. And we've said it before, like the A's aren't half bad. So Braves are going to be missing Acuña now. So
Sometimes a
how is that
team
gonna-
can rally around when a guy gets hurt too, and sometimes that brings
Right,
other guys
yeah.
together because they got to make up
Yeah.
the lost production. All right, let's look
That
at our
makes sense. We'll
prime
just have to see how they do.
prime time picks.
Can't believe it.
I am now
Can't
ahead,
believe
baby.
it. Shocked. My face says it all. In this
7-11 for the loser last weekend. 8-10 for me. I think I'm gonna get to 500 this weekend.
Are we auditing this? How do I know that this is like accurate?
I guess you're just
How
gonna
can
have
I
to go
trust
and
you?
watch the videos and check the scores. All right, let's look at what the primetime games are. Saturday and Sunday,
It's the
both
same game twice.
both Cardinals and at the Phillies. Let's give them both at the same time. I can go first because, like you said, I feel like you've been going first every week, and maybe I get a little bit of an advantage because I get to see what you pick first. How crazy should I go here? It's going to be at Philadelphia. I'm not going to go that crazy. The first one's on MLB, or on Fox on MLB. It's going to be on Fox Saturday. I'll go Cardinals on that one. Sunday is going to be on... I'm lying. I'm not going to go Cardinals. I'm so sorry. Is this a board game where if you take your finger off the card, it's like I already said it, I can't take it back. No takesy backsies.
Well, I was happy because I was going to say the Phillies first and you went the other. But I'll just say mine because it's easy. I'm taking the Phillies for both.
All right, shit. That's what I was going to do. All right, well, let's go crazy. I'll do Cardinals both. And that Sunday night, I said I wasn't going to go
You do
crazy.
not have to do that. You do not have to do that. Okay, if that's what you want.
Mama
if
ain't
that's what
raised
you
no,
want.
you know what? Mama ain't raised no, yeah.
Fool? No fool. That's the word.
Well, yeah, sure.
You can say fool.
No, it's not the word,
Yeah.
by the way. Mama ain't raised no bitch. We're trying to be family friendly over here. She's making me
Oh,
curse.
no. I told you. I thought it was fool.
It's
Mama
not.
ain't raised no fool.
It's not.
Oh.
At least not how I say it.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I'll go Cardinals. I said I wasn't going to go crazy. You have forced
That
my
is
hand.
wild.
You had forced
That
my
is
hand.
wild.
Riding the loo. I'm riding.
Hey, you
the
know
loo.
what? Phillies are due for a losing streak, so it might be a good choice.
That's what I was
honestly. Who
kind of
knows?
thinking. That's what I was kind of
And Cardinals have been hot, but
Kind of.
Cardinals play the Reds next week, though, so it could be possible that they keep up their hot streak. So
Yeah.
who knows? You might have gotten the better deal there.
All right. Well, Sunday night is actually going to be on ESPN too, because on ESPN they're going to be showing a playoff basketball game. Fair or foul, playoff basketball over regular season baseball. I get it.
I get it, but
I get it.
Val, who watches basketball? Who are these people? I mean, they probably say the same thing about us. So,
No, they 100% do. But let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of basketball. I can get into football, but basketball, it's just sometimes it turns into a free throw contest. But I have been watching this year, which is more than what I usually watch. All right,
I don't think I've ever seen a basketball game in my life.
that was it for the show.
That's the show.
If you enjoyed the show, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment on anything we said that might be stupid or that you agreed with or disagreed with. Go ahead and watch her video on MLB umpires, Angel Hernandez, and how bad he is, and if robo-umps will help us.
Robo-umps, yep.
You got anything to
They're
add?
coming.
Anything I miss? Anything I miss?
I don't think so. I think you should bring this all the time, though, because I can't imagine not subscribing after seeing this.
Honestly,
Wow.
I feel very powerful with this. Like
I feel so intimidated right now.
you need to subscribe. You need to
That's
subscribe.
how they got people to go to war, right? You know, Uncle Sam?
We need you to get to 1,000. All right. Well,
There you go.
appreciate it. Until next time. Maybe I won't be as sunburned. Maybe I'll be a little less tan from the beach. And I've been using sunscreen. All right.
Good.
Till next time.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us.
Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling different. Tell me what you're drinking, we can go pour one. Tell me what you're thinking, we can have some more fun. I know that you said you don't think of me, but what you're doing now is telling differently.